Power EP 50 Cent goes off on constant Emmy snubs. I think it's racial. Power is the #2 series on premium cable and features a predominantly black cast, but its success hasn't translated to Emmy wins. Wait. Before I do that, hold up. I gotta keep it. Oh, come on, scroll. Get small. Okay, let me do this real quick. Let me do this. How many Emmys was Lovecraft? And I want to say this. I'm so happy to see people rediscover Lovecraft Country. I've seen a lot of content creators discover it and watch it for the first time and give it glowing reviews. So it's starting to see a resurgence on streaming. How many Emmys was Lovecraft Country nominated for? God damn. So how's it? Wait. How's it racial? HBO's Lovecraft Country received 18 Emmy nominations. Outstanding Drama Series. Lead actor for Jonathan Majors. Lead actress for Journey Smollett. Supporting actor Michael K. Williams. Supporting actress Anjanou Ellis. Guest actor Courtney B. Vance. What is 50 Cent talking about? How is it racial? How? Where's the... Help me out. So they won 2 Emmys for Outstanding Cinematography for a Single Camera Series and Outstanding Drama Series. You know what that means? Everybody gets to go on stage. Do you know what that means? Everybody gets to go on stage. This is why I don't listen to you 50 Cent power. Y'all don't know a good TV show. You've never watched and sat down and watched a good TV show. You don't know what to look for because the slop you watch doesn't challenge you. Okay? So what is he talking about? 18. That means, okay. I want to see the footage of them all go on stage. Once again, I'm so happy that people are rediscovering Lovecraft Country. It is a phenomenal show. Lovecraft Country Emmy winner. We don't have the footage. Let's go here. The music. Can't do the music. Okay, that's just star on the Walk of Fame. Let me see. Wait. Damn it. Let's go here. Wait. Where's the okay volume?
For you all, because you're missing part of the soul of this show.
Michael Kenneth Williams.
Yeah. I heard that you guys wanted to honor him, that you maybe had some pins made, you wanted to do something. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that so much. What was the thought behind just wanting to do this?
Just wanting to have a little piece of something here to remind everyone, to remind us that there was supposed to be someone here with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he is here with us. You know, he's here in spirit. I can feel him in little moments, and his work is just so profound in everything that he's done, but particularly what he brought to Montrose is just so...
Now, I'll be fair. I had problems with the character itself. He was a homosexual. He was a very sexually reckless character. I will say this, though, to be fair, the scene when he's in the club, he goes with his boyfriend, because his boyfriend is a drag strip performer. The moment he goes to the club and and you hear who's the music songwriter? Not Labyrinth. Is it Labyrinth? his song is playing, and it's this whole thing of Michael's character coming out and accepting himself. It's a beautiful scene, perfectly scored, and that was the moment, because he had always been suppressing himself. At one point, Atticus had seen him, might have been on some sketchy stuff, and then there's the alley scene. He spits on his hand. I was like, oh, what are we doing? I had gripes with the show. Don't get me wrong. That show's not perfect. I had major gripes with. I got tired of the sexually nasty black homosexual. That trope is so tired and run down. But phenomenal show. You know, the White Witch had the bloodline of the black man, and he was the key, the battery, the generator, whatever, and he died, of course. But nonetheless, that particular scene when he finally accepts him, and his boyfriend is like, finally, like, I've been waiting all this time for you, just accept you for who you are. Because, you know, he wanted to hold hands in public. He's like, nah, I ain't about to do all that. You understand? And it was a beautifully shot, well choreographed scene. And like I said, the music, I mean, just tops it off. It's a great fucking scene. But once again, the majority of urban people don't know what that's like. Okay, but let's continue.
Special and brave, and so it's just our way of honoring him.
It was a wonderful post that you put up, so heartfelt, so lovely. But I do want to celebrate you, because this is a celebration for you tonight, sis. Come on, lead actress in a drama.
Thank you.
Once again, this show received 18 Emmy nominations. It won 2, and one of the most important ones it won was Outstanding Drama Series. Now, let's go here. This is crazy because he died before this all, before he was able to
show like Lovecraft be acknowledged on this level with this many nominations. It's huge. It's a huge sign that things are changing in our industry. To have black actors lead a narrative like this.
I hate to be the guy, but his most famous roles, violent homosexuals. And then you don't forget the one movie he played in with Woody Harrelson. He played a trans guy. His most famous roles. There's a saying in Hollywood: the way you came in with your roles is the way you go out. And his most famous roles, unfortunately, are violent homosexuals. Okay? Is he a great actor? Was he a great actor? Yes. Is David Johnson a good actor? Sure. But sir, your rise to fame came off Industry Season 1. Some of us don't forget. Hold on. Don't worry, I'm cooking, and I'm gonna slow cook this thing.
That touches on the racism and the race issues in America, and what the Black American family experience really looks like. It to have it be acknowledged on this level, it gave me hope.
And it does so through a sci-fi and fantasy lens.
I'll say this: it's still on HBO Max. Go rewatch it. Yeah, this is a banger of a scene, man. This is a banger of a scene. This is a banger of a scene. It's like, this is the moment he accepts who he is and just lets go of all of the shit that's been weighing him down, all the shackles of the world and the judgment. And it just was and like I said, I think it wasn't Labyrinth. It might have been Labyrinth who did this song, but this is a crazy killer scene. I mean, it's too short, but the entire scene is a fucking banger, man. I'll let the gay shit go, but this is a banged out scene with the proper song score on top of it. You don't forget that. You don't forget this scene. That shit banged out, and unfortunately, 50 Cent can't give you that. I'm sorry. 50 Cent's not gonna get you to the promised land of a great show. He doesn't have it in him. He's not surrounded with the people that can get him there. It's just a banger of a fucking scene, man. And I had to go look up the song and download the song and hit all of his albums and shit. I was like, oh, you done turned me on to this guy's music. I don't think it was Labyrinth. I think it was somebody else. Lonely World. That was the name of the song, right? Moses Sumney. That's who it is. Moses Sumney. Him and Labyrinth, man. Listen, that scene does not exist or doesn't punch as hard without Moses's record, and Euphoria's first two seasons don't punch without Labyrinth's music. And I'm just like, yeah, I had to go get his albums, man. This guy is a phenomenal talent. Phenomenal talent. Phenomenal. Like, it takes you back to the goddamn 70s, the disco era. That's the vibe I got. And to put it in that particular scene at the drag club, I mean, it was peak. Once again, gay shit aside, it was a phenomenal scene. But this is in my playlist. This is in my playlist. This is in my playlist. Beautiful record. This is a beautiful record. Only thing 50 Cent gives you is he went to the studio to record another urban song, more hip hop shit that none of y'all be banging. You don't run around listening to the power theme. So we can stop all that. But let me get back to it, 50 saying it's racist. Okay. Once again, I implore you, if you watched Lovecraft Country, go rewatch it again. Go rewatch it again. It is on HBO Max. It is a phenomenal, like, it is up there in the upper echelon of great TV shows. You say The Wire, okay, I answer back with Lovecraft Country. Hell, I might make an argument because Lovecraft Country is better because of the occultic themes behind it. I can go watch an urban crime drama about drug dealing 10 times out the day and not miss a beat. But it's rare you get a show about a black man, whose white cousins are trying to kill him because he's the goddamn battery to open a portal. And he's not no punk. His daddy gay. But other than that, you understand? So I can make a case for Lovecraft Country being better than The Wire. Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to 50. Once again, Power series is not a very good series. I'm sorry. He said, I think it's racial. When asked about the television critics tour in Beverly Hills, about the show being overlooked, they are just overlooking it. People who are connected to these ceremonies are not necessarily cool people. Now we will never get one. Black woman, really? Now you on that? You were on that? Once again, give me the excuse as to why these racially insensitive white folk gave Lovecraft Country 18 nominations. Yeah, I know Slotty only won 2. I don't give a fuck. 18. How many nominations does Seto? Settle. Let's see. He says award shows are always late to my projects. I feel like I'll get a Lifetime Achievement Award instead of an actual award when you're supposed to. This drama features the same content I use in his music. Okay, let's get back to 50 complaining. I'll just continue to make the numbers so high they'll be looking around and say, hey, we effed up again. Okay. Look here. Kemp believes the Emmys overlooked the drama early on because it took a while before the mainstream media discovered the show. If that's the case, why did Lovecraft Country do what it did? Was that a mainstream show? For those that have seen Lovecraft Country, did it go mainstream? Because I don't recall it going mainstream. When I covered it, when we did the episode breakdowns, it wasn't popping like that. Black folk didn't have HBO Max like that back in 2021. They weren't sitting around watching all the streaming. Let's be honest now. Shit. Motherfuckers just now catching up on Lovecraft Country. Just 4 or 5, 6 years later. What are we talking about? Because when I covered it, there wasn't nobody talking about it. Let's continue. No one on Power has ever been nominated for an Emmy. Okay? 6 years, no Emmy nominations. Now, let's go to what the Hollywood Reporter has to say about his latest outing, which is trash. It's a trash show. Once again, 50 understands his audience. The majority of his audience is dumb. Don't shoot the messenger. And he understands that. Just like Tyler Perry understands the majority of his audience is dumb. Where is the article? Where is the article? Once again, do not shoot the messenger. Okay? Where'd it go? Oh, it's way over here somewhere. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, for those that have seen the first episode of Fightland, me and the missus watched it. It was trash, like I thought it was going to be. Okay? Like I thought it was going to be. Okay? Let's go here. Listen to this trope. Howard Charles plays a former heavyweight champ who returns to London after 8 years in prison, eager to upset a drug empire and exact revenge. You know why he wants revenge? If you haven't seen this, let me save you the drama. You know why he wants revenge, this character? Because his brother died trying to break up him being jumped by 2 hitmen. Okay, Sly, why was 2 hitmen sent to break his hand? Because this character was sleeping with his boss's wife, the boxing promoter. What kind of whack motivation is that for the bad guy? How do you, even if you could suspend disbelief and find a reason to want to root for the character Duke, you're like, but you were banging your boss's wife. Did we get mad when Mr. Biggs put R. Kelly in the hospital and beat the girl up and she died, Gabrielle Bouvet, and she died in the hospital? Did we get mad at Mr. Biggs? Nope. We said you shouldn't have been messing with that man's woman. What did he say when the 3 Range Rovers driving out into the desert? Look at me. I did this to you. Nobody got mad at Mr. Big. Nobody. They said, hey, shouldn't have been messing with that man's woman. Shouldn't have been messing with that man's woman. So this is the premise for his brand new TV show. And y'all, not y'all, but people still want to debate me that 50 has the wherewithal to give you a good show. I don't think 50 understands what a good show is. He had a good show once upon a time before Courtney killed off the probably the most complete character in the Power series. If you're gonna kill him off, cool, but find a smart way to do it. You could have pulled a J.R. Ewing. Sly, what's that? Remember who shot JR? Thought he was dead in a cliffhanger. First, I think it was one of the first shows to ever do a seasonal cliffhanger. JR got shot. We had to wait the whole summer, damn near a whole year. And then he didn't die. You could have pulled the J.R. Ewing with Ghost and let him win the lieutenant governorship. And as he tries to slowly transition his way into politics, now he's in the world of politics. He leaves the drugs alone. So you go from one urban concrete to another. You go from the hood politics to now you go to corporate and political politics. It would have been an excellent transition to see how he navigates the world of being a Democrat, pawn, whatever, and his dealings with Tate. Whatever. It could have been a phenomenally smart. You could have gone the way of West Wing. You could have added elements of West Wing as he climbs the political ladder to now he wants to be a governor. Now he wants to be a senator. You could have dragged this shit out for years and just take bits and pieces of other shows as blueprints, as templates, and said apply it to this urban setting. What? Let's continue. Let's see what the Hollywood Reporter has to say. Okay. The series premiering on Starz is more than anything else blandly familiar, mining all the tropes of several popular genres without finding anything distinctive in the combination. More often than not, Fightland feels like a show made by people who watched a lot of other TV shows. Peaky Blinders, Mobland, The Gentleman, Gangs of London, 1,000 Blows, and naturally, Power all came frequently to mind. Why would I need to watch this when you have this by itself? Peaky Blinders by itself, top tier. But let's continue. And not people with a specific passion for this milieu or these characters. It can still be enjoyed on its generally broad terms, but Fightland is the first Starz show in memory that I felt needed to push its content to greater extremes. The material here demands more violence, more sex, more florid dialogue instead of this tepid, borderline PG-13 level waltz through ostensibly rough moral terrain. Howard Charles stars as Duke Kilroy, a London-based boxer who in the first scene of the pilot is fighting for the heavyweight title in Vegas. Duke wins, and it seems like his life's aspirations are coming together. He has a belt, an attractive girlfriend, and plans to sign with a new promoter, right? He was going to leave Kingsley, the old promoter. The problem is that girlfriend is actually married to Kingsley Marshall, Duke's current manager, and Kingsley is a bad, bad man, using his boxing business as a front for an ascending drug empire run out of London. And the Mexican cartel wants in on this. So while in prison, the Mexican cartel brings one of the hitmen that was on the hit, that broke his hand and how his brother got killed. His brother got killed by an accident. And the white dude says, "Hey man, we weren't trying to kill your brother. The boss told us he knew you were messing with his wife, and he sent us to send you a message because they bashed his left hand." So he kills the guy, and he gets the cartel's blessing to go back to London to get back into the good graces of the kids that are running the drug cartel because Kingsley is missing. So now he had to get back in their good graces, learn all their routes, and disrupt the supply chain. So he's supposed to start beef between the Albanians and Kingsley's kids, and then the Mexican cartel can come in and swoop in and take over their drug distribution. Have you not seen this show before? Have you not seen this show before? Okay. Let's see. Duke heads back to London seeking revenge. Revenge for what? You're the reason why your brother is dead because you were messing with the man's wife. But when he gets there, he discovers that Kingsley has disappeared and his empire is being operated by Kingsley's son and daughter, who are struggling to expand the reach of the family's boxing enterprise while holding together a loose criminal consortium of Russians, Irish, and Albanians. It's look here. Fightland was created by Daniel Fajimison, Duncan, and Marlon Smith. 50 is just a face, y'all. He's an ambassador. He's an ambassador. He has no credits to this. He has no actual real anything input to this at all. Right? Whose resumes include the British dramas Save Me and Run and Damien Macedon and Raphael Jackson of Power and Genius. It's impossible to know how this collaborative process actually worked, but only Macedon and Jackson are credited as writers for the pilot, which has a very connect the dots and don't ask too many questions sensibility when it comes to Duke, his legal circumstances, and his motivations. Right. Charles gives Duke an effective glowering intensity, but Duke's single-minded purpose gives the star very little else to play. And the series keeps pairing him with one-dimensional supporting players, starting with the one-dimensional cartel kingpin Amado, who connects him to a single one-dimensional cartel henchman operating out of London and aiming to topple Kingsley. I'm not entirely sure that the stuff with Amado, Lazaro, and the cartel is even necessary. Why would the cartel want a UK-based drug shipping route? I don't understand that either. Let's go here. It's right there in the title, but Fightland feels disengaged with the boxing side of the story, with pilot director Otto Bathurst delivering a brief muscular bout in the opening moments before the various gyms and pugilism-centered spaces become mere backdrops for showdowns with an assortment of flatly written cardboard gangsters with hammy accents. The boxing material heightened by Sabella's attempts to bring sports betting to the UK is part of Fightland that intrigues me most, and the part that feels like 10 other contemporary London crime dramas, but it's the part that's barely an afterthought. Charles has some good scenes with Richard Pepple as Gazer, Duke's Jim's own father, but the relationship is underwritten, as is Duke's longtime friendship with Tyler J, who has his own demons that are occasionally irrelevant as more than contrivance. The opportunity for the series to mine the geographic and linguistic contrast between the working class of London of Duke's upbringing and more polished ersatz business that Zeke and Cece are manufacturing as a front for the nefarious enterprise is largely lost. The pilot sets up interesting tensions between Duke and the surrogate father Kingsley and a livelier adversarial role for Pinnock, but Kingsley is gone for the majority of the 6 episodes out of 8 sent to critics, and Pinnock's absence is felt. Neither Zeke nor Sabella has a consistent enough character for them to work as adversaries on their own. And after the promising introduction, Joy is largely irrelevant to the drama, other than introducing a plot point that the show treats as a surprise, even if viewers will instantly guess long before its big reveal. Nor will viewers be surprised by the secret harbored by ring girl Kim, whose interest in Duke is both predictably motivated and generally chemistry free. Okay. And if you're waiting for anything in Fightland to surprise you, you have to stick around for the 5th episode, in which several characters who seem like they were meant to be important are killed off in set pieces that are entertaining if never inspired. The plot of Fightland is straight out of Gangs of London, but the action scenes sadly are not. Even when people are being killed off willy-nilly, the violence is tepid and perfunctory, though less than the various sex scenes, which all have the exact same structure with a couple of chastely steamy close-ups and generic R&B needle drops. Oh my goodness. And a hasty cut to nondescript establishing shots of London. The series' blend of soapy melodramatics and rough and tumble underworld menace will be familiar to anyone who has watched Power, but Power and its spinoffs have always been confident in their only for adults depictions of adults-only situations. Oh my God. Let's go here. The end of the 6th episode suggests that the boxing might move back to the forefront in the rest of the season. If that leaves me speculating that Fightland could improve, chances are good I'll have forgotten every other detail in this series by the time I can watch those last 2 episodes. Lacking sufficient grit, intimacy, and visceral impact, the show offers little to hold on to that isn't being done better on too many other current shows to list here. I know, I'm just a guy. I'm a hater. I'm a hater. This show is trash. This show is trash. Let's see what else. I'm gonna try to be fair about this. I don't want to spend too much time on the movie parts because, you know, the title, we're clearly here for a rabbit hole. But let me go here real quick. Let's see other Fightland reviews. Fightland reviews. Let's go here. Let's see what else other people are saying. Reviewers like those at Variety call it dynamic, bloody, and engrossing, highlighting lead actor Howard Charles as a soulful yet formidable anchor. Outlets like Decider point out there's enough pulpy melodrama and underlying tension in the revenge plot against the Marshall crime family to keep viewers hooked. These are idiots. Okay, I'm sorry, but the fan base for this, these viewers, you're dumb. You're dumb. Critics from The Hollywood Reporter and IndieWire gave the show lower marks, describing it as all hype and no hooks or blandly familiar. Some critics feel the show spends surprisingly little time exploring the nuance of professional boxing, instead leaning too heavily on soapy underworld tropes seen in other crime shows. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. AV Club. Fightland is a contender, but just barely. So it says it gets off to a slow start, but the boxing drama could eventually become the series stars needs to succeed its aging primetime franchises. I don't think this is it. Y'all bugging. Okay. Fightland feels like an attempt to get another power off the ground, a sturdy crime so built to last as long as everyone is game to play ball, and perhaps fuel a few spin-offs too. Jeez. Similarly produced by Jackson, whose name and rapping over the theme song provides a sense of continuity between series. Otherwise, Fightland looks to immediately distance itself by leaping across the pond for a revenge story set in the semi-criminal world of boxing and the fully criminal world of London's drug trade. I'm good. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go here. All of this would be cooler if anyone on Fightland, just one person really, it doesn't have to be Duke, popped off the screen with any charisma. Instead, the cast is serviceable. Charles keeps Duke's rage at a low simmer and goes about most of his character's subterfuge in the shadows. This is not entirely the actor's fault. The scripts demand that Duke remain a stoic presence and man of action, mostly letting everyone's greed get the better of them. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I just can't. I can't. Fightland's strengths don't necessarily outweigh its weaknesses. Again, it's hard to imagine a single character becoming anyone's favorite, but its fundamentals are solid enough that future seasons could be a dramatic improvement on season 1. I just can't see it. On a streamer, this would be a death sentence, but on Starz, a network hungry for a new show to build on as its two biggest franchises amble into their second decades, it's a foundation. Okay. And like Power, Fightland is interested in offering something that is still woefully lacking in the pay cable space, a premium drama that centers Black characters and creatives, but in a story that's not expressly about race. Okay. To put it in boxing terms, Fightland isn't the most exciting guy in the ring. It's not the fastest nor the strongest, and its reach is modest at best. You might have a better time watching someone else, but the show may also have that Rocky Balboa Adonis Creed quality, not out to win but to go the distance. Lies. This show is crap. This show is crap. Sorry, this show is crap. Okay. Nope. Doesn't work for me. Not gonna work for me, brother. Not gonna work for me, brother. But hey, y'all, it's on y'all. Y'all, do what you do. And I'm telling you, this shit's trash. Like, and I get it. Some shows you just want to turn off the brain cells and just be dumb for a while, for a couple hours. I get it. I get it.